We keep seeing story after story about how the SJWs destroy real people's lives. And I'm actually much more interested in defending the normal average person than I am going off and making a video every day about Gina Carano or whatever. Gina Carano's fine. She's got funding. She's famous. She's got, her own production thing going on now. That sort of thing is not something that really needs defense as much as the average person who gets attacked by these people. The average person doesn't have that kind of network. The average person doesn't have Ben Shapiro championing them. The average person just gets screwed. They lose their friends, they lose their families, and that's who I want to really defend and help with this channel and with this platform. So that's what we're going to do. All right. If you guys have not followed along, or if you have, we have a new book out called The Dryad Queen. It is old school fun fantasy with elves, dwarves, undead, real evil, real good. You have a wonderful, wonderful setup and a premise just like you used to have. And none of the degeneracy or weirdness in it. I promise you just a good, fun book that you can enjoy and that your family can enjoy. So check it out today. The Dryad Queen is on Amazon now, and I put that link in the description below. Appreciate everybody who supports the channel and reads the books. That's what we're here for. All right. I came across this article the other day called Diversity and Inclusion in Modern Board Gaming, a Report Back. And this is an interesting title, and it would, I guess, make it sound like it's somebody who's actually, on the side of the SJWs promoting that sort of thing. But in reality, somebody who actually got attacked by the SJWs. So it's an interesting story here, a very long article, and I'll put this in the description below if anybody wants to read this. But yes, this woman was, quote, excluded at the hands of cishet white males. And what happened is these little gamma males go around, and because you're not diverse enough or you don't espouse the exact political opinions they want, they are always going to just attack and harass you. And that's exactly what went on here. She goes and she starts with a very interesting setup right here where she goes off on her board gaming experience, how she's been involved in this for a long time. I've also been involved with board gaming, and I've had a similar experience to her, to where I really enjoyed it. And then things kind of started to change around the 2016 election, where, you couldn't just hang out anymore. It was a real problem, and it's really sad that this all happened. So I have read this and was like, okay, this is a very similar story to me. Now, this gets very interesting, in fact, because the woman here, who's an older woman, I guess, actually is a liberal. She's on the leftist side of things. She goes on and she goes off on sort of virtue signals about how she stands for gay rights and women's rights and Martin Luther King and all that. Feels good stuff. I never espouse any of that stuff because you give them an inch and they just keep going for the mile. We know how the SJWs work at this point, and it doesn't change. So it goes further, and of course, she even goes off on how she's an activist here. I worked on racial justice, specifically involving a police shooting of 2 black men, blah, 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 blah. So whatever. It's never the Inquisition. It's never virtuous enough. Don't even bother because they don't care about anything for real. They're always attempting to just shun the non-believer in every single instance, and you're going to tick at some point. So when you fight for their causes at all, they are eventually just going to turn on you, and that's a lesson right here. We always see this all the time. We always see even conservatives, with their, I'm going to donate to AOC's grandmother's fund so she can afford health care or something like that. And it's just like, why isn't AOC just paying for it? And what do you think that they're going to golf clap for you? What are you expecting out of this? And the answer is they just like to nobly lose. And that's what goes on here. Well, apparently she had some old social media posts where it was not woke enough for the moment, and somebody found them. And she was then, quote, shunned by local gamers, including long-term friends. I don't feel comfortable or welcome anymore on The Geek, which is Board Game Geek. And of course not. That site is a political shill site, which really does not care about board games, but really just cares about this woke nonsense. They banned me earlier this year for daring defend a YouTuber who is just a board game reviewer from a mob attacking them at the time. I've been moderated too many times for reasonable and carefully thought out posts. similar content of this article, tone and specificity. Again, this person is not a bomb thrower like I am. This person is just like a regular leftist who just got shunned out of things. And that's what happened. She found this, and 3 of my mentors and primary gaming partners broke up with me in fairly quick succession last summer. None did it over anything to do with gaming nor any actions I took to harm them. These were previously healthy relationships other than some vigorous rules lawyering, of which I am guiltily charged. They left me purely due to my wrongthink. I try to do my work with intellectual honesty, integrity, and decency of conduct. I do not shame, shun, dox, or go ad hominem. I just try to give truthful accounts of what I am seeing in Olympia, and for this I must be cast out. And this is exactly what you see with the SJW mob. They do this to everyone. You cannot reason with them. You cannot be around them. You cannot let them into your groups even once, because this is what will happen every single time. It's really upsetting when this happens to you and when you see it, and when you see that the quote conservative right wing or whatever are not the people who are being exclusionary, are not the people who are being awful to people. It's these people who are doing it in the name of quote diversity and inclusion, don't want anybody else thinking anything other than the approved message that they believe at the moment. And it all is dependent on social media mobs. That's all this is about. It's really sad to watch this, and there's really not a great answer for it, unfortunately. All we can do is highlight articles like this that show what's happening. And I think it is starting to change. I mentioned this in a video yesterday. I think we are kind of turning the corner to where we understand as a society that these woke mobs are pretty bad and that we need to do something about it. I really hope that we can turn the tide and make the woke shunning something that is shun-worthy for society. We don't want any of that. It's not useful for anything. It's not good for relationships. It's not good for fun. And it's not good for our society. And that's about it. Interesting stuff here. It's a pretty long article, and she lays it out pretty well. So if you want to read this, I'll put this down for you, and let me know what you think about this situation. Good luck, Candace, I guess who's in the Olympia, Washington area. So if you're around there, I guess maybe go to contact this person, see if she wants to board game. Maybe you guys can have some fun. All right, hit that like and subscribe button. We'll see you soon.